When you wake up in the morning after age 50, the way you start your day can set the tone for everything that follows. Your body has been resting, repairing, and renewing itself during the night, but as soon as you open your eyes, it begins asking for the right signals to wake up fully and function at its best. Many of us, however, fall into habits that drain energy rather than build it. We might hit the snooze button, scroll on our phone, or rush straight into our day without giving our body and mind the time they need to prepare. The truth is, after 50, our energy isn't just about how many hours we sleep. It's about how we support our body's natural rhythms, how we nourish ourselves, and how we move, breathe, and think in the first hour after waking. Today, I want to share with you 5 simple but powerful morning habits that can help you feel more energized, focused, and alive no matter your age. These habits aren't extreme or complicated. They're rooted in both science and real-life experience. And they work because they align with the way our bodies are designed. And as we go through each 1. I'll explain not just what to do, but why it matters, so you can understand the deeper connection between your morning routine and your energy throughout the day. Let's begin with the first habit, gentle movement to wake up your muscles and joints. As we age, our joints naturally lose some flexibility, and our muscles can feel stiffer in the morning. This stiffness is partly due to changes in the synovial fluid that lubricates our joints, and partly because of reduced circulation during the night. The good news is that just 5 to 10 minutes of light stretching or mobility exercises in the morning can make a huge difference. I am not talking about an intense workout, just gentle movements that get your blood flowing and tell your body it's time to start the day. For example, you might stand by your bed, roll your shoulders in slow circles, reach your arms overhead, bend side to side, and gently twist at the waist. You can also do simple ankle circles and knee lifts to warm up your lower body. If you have a favorite song that lifts your mood, play it while you move. Music can help you feel more awake and positive. Think of this as oiling the hinges on a door. When your joints and muscles are warm and flexible, every step you take during the day feels easier, and you're less likely to strain yourself with simple tasks. I once worked with a gentleman named Robert, who at 62 was waking up every day with back stiffness that made it hard to even put on his socks. By adding just 7 minutes of morning stretches, he not only reduced his discomfort, but also found himself walking with more ease and confidence. His comment to me was, "It's like my body learned how to be young again, at least for the rest of the day." The second habit is to hydrate before you caffeinate. I know for many of us, coffee is non-negotiable in the morning. But consider this. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your body is mildly dehydrated, and dehydration, even a small amount, can cause fatigue, headaches, and brain fog if you go straight to coffee. You're introducing a diuretic before replenishing your fluids, which can make dehydration worse. Instead, try drinking a glass of water before anything else. Add a slice of lemon for a refreshing boost and a bit of vitamin C, or a pinch of sea salt to help your body absorb the water more effectively. This simple step rehydrates your cells, supports digestion, and kickstarts your metabolism. I had a client named Susan, in her late 50s, who often felt tired and sluggish despite sleeping well. She thought she needed more coffee. But after just 2 weeks of starting her day with water first, she noticed a remarkable difference. She said her mind felt clearer, her skin looked healthier. And she didn't need that second cup of coffee to get through the morning. These first 2 habits, gentle movement and early hydration, are the foundation for restoring energy after 50. They prepare your body physically and internally for the day ahead. But the third habit we'll talk about builds energy from a different angle through the way you nourish yourself in the morning. This is about more than eating breakfast. It's about choosing the right kind of fuel so you don't experience an energy crash before noon. We'll get into that next. And I'll share both the science and the practical tips so you can make it part of your life without feeling like it's a chore. When it comes to breakfast, the goal is not just to eat something quickly so you can get on with your day. The goal is to give your body steady, lasting energy that will carry you through the morning without those sudden dips that leave you reaching for another cup of coffee or a sugary snack. After 50, our bodies become more sensitive to spikes and crashes in blood sugar. This means that a breakfast high in refined carbohydrates, like sugary cereals or white bread, can give you a quick burst of energy. But it will often be followed by a crash that leaves you feeling sluggish, irritable, and hungry again. Instead, think about building your breakfast around a balance of protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Protein helps maintain muscle mass, which is crucial as we age. And it also keeps you feeling fuller for longer. Healthy fats like those found in nuts, seeds, avocado, and olive oil provide slow-burning energy and support brain health. Fiber, found in whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, supports digestion and helps regulate blood sugar. A great example might be a vegetable omelet, cooked with a drizzle of olive oil, paired with a slice of whole grain toast and a handful of berries, or Greek yogurt topped with chia seeds, walnuts, and fresh fruit. If you're in a rush, even a smoothie made with protein powder, leafy greens, frozen berries, and a spoonful of flaxseed can be a quick and nourishing choice. I remember working with Jana, a retired teacher who told me she often skipped breakfast entirely because she thought it would help her lose weight. But by mid-morning, she felt so drained that she couldn't focus on her volunteer work. When she started eating a small, balanced breakfast every day, she noticed not only more energy but also more stable moods. She laughed and said, "I didn't realize my brain was running on empty until I gave it the fuel it needed." Which brings us to the fourth habit, getting natural light exposure early in the day. Our bodies have an internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm, that regulates when we feel awake and when we feel sleepy. This clock is heavily influenced by light, especially natural sunlight. After 50, our circadian rhythm can become less sensitive, which may contribute to sleep difficulties or low energy during the day. Stepping outside in the morning, even for just 10 minutes, can help reset your body's clock, boost your mood, and increase alertness. Natural light triggers the brain to reduce melatonin, the hormone that makes you feel sleepy, and to increase serotonin, which improves mood and focus. You don't have to go for a long walk right away. Just standing on your porch, balcony, or in your backyard with your morning water or coffee can do the trick. Of course, if you can pair light exposure with movement, such as a short walk, you get the added benefits of gentle exercise and fresh air. I once knew a couple in their 70s, Jim and Marlene, who made it a ritual to walk around the block together every morning. They told me it wasn't just about exercise, it was about starting their day with something positive they did together. Over time, they noticed they felt more awake during the day and slept better at night. The fifth and final habit is one that many people overlook, starting your day with a few minutes of mindful breathing or gratitude. This might sound simple, but it can have a powerful effect on your energy and outlook. Stress is one of the biggest drains on our energy, and it doesn't only come from big life events, it comes from small, everyday pressures that build up. Taking a few minutes in the morning to calm your mind can prevent stress from taking control of your day. Mindful breathing is one of the easiest ways to do this. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take slow, deep breaths, focusing on the sensation of air moving in and out of your body. Even just 3 to 5 minutes can lower your heart rate, reduce muscle tension, and help you feel grounded. Gratitude works in a similar way by shifting your focus from what's wrong to what's right in your life. You can think of 3 things you're grateful for, or write them down in a journal. It could be something as simple as a good night's sleep, the smell of fresh coffee, or a call from a friend. When you start your day with this kind of mindset, you create an emotional buffer against stress, making it easier to handle whatever challenges come your way. I recall a man named Carlos, who was dealing with the stress of caring for his elderly mother while managing his own health concerns. He began each morning by writing down one thing he appreciated about his life, and over time, he said it changed the way he approached even the hardest days. These 5 habits: gentle movement, hydration before caffeine, balanced breakfast, morning light, and mindfulness might seem small on their own. But when you weave them together into a morning routine, they create a powerful foundation for better energy, mood, and overall health after 50. The real key is consistency. And in the final part, we'll talk about how to make these habits stick. how to adapt them to your personal lifestyle, and how to overcome the challenges that can come up along the way. Making new habits is rarely just about knowing what to do, it's about finding ways to make those habits part of your everyday life until they feel natural. After 50, our routines are often well established, which can make change feel challenging. But here's the encouraging truth: you don't have to transform everything at once. In fact, the most lasting changes often start small. If these 5 habits feel overwhelming, begin with just one. Maybe this week you decide to focus only on drinking water first thing in the morning. Once that feels automatic, you can add gentle movement, then breakfast, and so on. This gradual approach works because it allows your brain and body to adapt without resistance. Consistency matters more than perfection. There will be mornings when life gets in the way, when you have an early appointment, or when you simply don't feel like doing your routine. That's okay. What matters is that you come back to your habits the next day. Over time, you'll notice that missing them feels unusual, because your body has learned to expect and enjoy them. One of the best ways to stay consistent is to make your environment support your goals. For example, if you want to stretch in the morning, place a yoga mat or a comfortable chair where you can see it when you wake up. If you want to hydrate first, put a glass of water by your bedside or in the kitchen where you'll spot it before you make coffee. If you want to get morning light, keep a comfortable pair of walking shoes near the door. These small visual cues remind you of your intentions without you having to rely on willpower alone. Another strategy is to connect your new habit to something you already do. This is called habit stacking. If you already brew coffee in the morning, use that time to do your gentle stretches. If you always check your phone first thing, do it while standing outside in the sunlight. Linking habits together makes it easier for them to stick, because your brain already recognizes the routine. And remember, habits are not just physical, they're emotional. It's important to connect each one to a positive feeling or a clear reason that matters to you personally. Maybe gentle movement helps you feel strong enough to play with your grandchildren. Maybe morning light makes you feel more optimistic. Maybe mindfulness helps you handle stress at work with more patience. When a habit is tied to something you deeply value, it becomes more than a task, it becomes part of who you are. I've seen people in their 50s, 60s, and even 70s transform their mornings in ways that ripple through every part of their lives. One woman told me that since starting her morning routine, she no longer felt the mid-afternoon slump that used to send her to the couch for a nap. Another man said his blood pressure improved, his mood was better, and he looked forward to waking up each day. These changes didn't happen overnight, but they happened because the habits were simple, enjoyable, and consistent. There's also an important mental shift that comes when you prioritize your mornings. You begin the day feeling in control, as though you've already invested in yourself before the world starts making demands on your time and attention. This sense of ownership over your morning can spill into the rest of the day, helping you make better choices and handle challenges with more resilience. And here is something I always remind my clients: energy is not just a physical state, it's emotional, mental, and even social. When you feel energized, you interact differently with the people around you. You're more present with your family, more engaged in conversations, and more likely to say yes to opportunities that enrich your life. A healthy morning routine is not just about getting through the day, it's about creating a life that feels fuller, more connected, and more joyful. As we close, I want you to imagine your ideal morning 6 months from now. You wake up feeling refreshed. You move your body with ease, you drink your water and feel the hydration waking up your cells, you eat a breakfast that truly fuels you, you step into the sunlight and feel your mind brighten. And you take a few moments to center yourself in gratitude. You start your day not with rush or stress, but with intention and care. That version of your morning is not far away. It starts with the small choice you make tomorrow. If you've been telling yourself it's too late to change, I'm here to remind you it's never too late. Your body, your mind, and your spirit are always ready to respond to care, no matter your age. The 5 habits we've talked about are not rules to follow, they're tools to help you feel your best in this stage of life and beyond. You deserve mornings that energize you, days that inspire you, and a life that supports your health and happiness. Start with one small habit tomorrow, and let that be the first step toward the energy, vitality, and joy you want to carry through every day after 50. And remember, every morning is a new opportunity to invest in yourself. Take it.